In the last episode, my companions and I had just emerged victorious in our bid to reform Lyrian's government, and I was basking in the admiration of those we'd sworn to protect. Our enigmatic ally had sent a cryptic message that would change everything. I recall the sense of unease that settled in the pit of my stomach as I realized the journey ahead would be fraught with peril. A gust of wind swept through the streets of Lyrian, carrying with it the whispers of a long-forgotten past. I stood at the edge of town, gazing out at the forsaken city, where ancient ruins pierced the sky like skeletal fingers. My heart quickened as I thought of Elara, the elusive cartographer, whose arcane maps were our only hope of finding the fabled Aethereian archive. I need to find her. My thoughts were interrupted by the sound of footsteps behind me. I turned to see Dr. Orion, his eyes aglow with an intensity that bordered on obsession. Had been working tirelessly to unravel the secrets of Aethereia's forgotten past, and I suspected his theories might hold the key to our success. "Alex, we've made a breakthrough," he said, his voice low and urgent. His words spilled out in a rush. "I've been studying the ancient Aethereian texts, and I believe I've found a connection between their biotechnology and the artifacts we've been discovering." That's it, I thought, a spark of determination igniting within me. We have to move now. Without another word, we set off towards the forsaken city, the weight of our quest settling heavy on our shoulders. The air grew thick with an eerie silence as we ventured deeper into the ruins. I could feel the weight of history bearing down on us, the remnants of a civilization that had long since crumbled to dust. As we navigated the treacherous landscape, the shadows seemed to writhe and twist around us, like living things. I shivered, despite the warmth of the sun beating down on my skin. What's out there waiting for us? I wondered. The thought sent a shiver down my spine, but I pushed on, driven by a growing sense of purpose. We had to find Elara and the secrets she held. The sun was beginning to set, casting the ruins in a bloody orange glow when I spotted a figure in the distance. My heart skipped a beat as I realized we were not alone. "Who are you?" a voice called out, echoing off the crumbling walls. I turned to Dr. Orion, a sense of trepidation building in my chest. "We mean no harm," I replied, trying to keep my voice steady. The figure emerged from the shadows, its features indistinct in the fading light. "I'm not looking for harm," it said, a low, husky voice that sent a shiver down my spine. "I'm looking for you, Alex." My heart racing, I took a step forward, unsure of what lay ahead previously. Alex and Dr. Orion had ventured into the forsaken city to find Elara, the elusive cartographer, who possessed arcane maps leading to the fabled Aethereian archive. As they navigated the ancient ruins, they encountered a mysterious figure who seemed to be searching for Alex. "You're the one who's been asking questions," the figure said, eyes narrowing as it took a step closer. "I've been waiting for you, Alex." A sudden chill ran down my spine as I realized this stranger knew my name. Dr. Orion edged closer, his eyes locked onto the figure, his mind racing with calculations. I felt a strange connection to this stranger, as if our paths had crossed before, but I couldn't quite place it. "Who are you?" I repeated, my voice firmer this time, trying to hide the unease that threatened to consume me. The stranger's gaze never wavered. "My name is Raven," they said. Their voice was laced with an air of mystique. "And I've been tracking you for a very long time, Alex." My mind reeled as I struggled to comprehend the implications. Who was this person, and what did they want with me? I sensed a hidden agenda, one that could potentially upend our entire quest. Raven's eyes flickered to Dr. Orion, and for a moment I thought I saw a glimmer of recognition. But it vanished, replaced by an unreadable mask. "You're not the only one searching for the Aethereian archive," Raven said, their words dripping with an undercurrent of warning. "There are those who would use its power to enslave the occult." Dread crept up my spine as I realized we were not alone in this quest. The stakes had just escalated, and I wondered if we were prepared to face what lay ahead. As Raven vanished into the shadows, I turned to Dr. Orion, my mind racing with the implications. We had to find Elara, and fast. But I couldn't shake the feeling that Raven was still watching us, waiting for us to make our next move previously. Alex and Dr. Orion navigated the ancient ruins of the Forsaken City, searching for the elusive cartographer, Elara, who possessed arcane maps leading to the fabled Aethereian archive. They encountered a mysterious figure, Raven, who seemed to be tracking Alex, and revealed that they were not the only ones searching for the archive's power. Elara's map is the only way to find the archive, Dr. Orion whispered, his eyes scanning the ruins as we moved swiftly through the darkness. We need to get to her before Raven or anyone else does. I nodded, my senses on high alert as we ventured deeper into the Forsaken City. The air was thick with the weight of forgotten history, and I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched. As we turned a corner, the silence was shattered by the sound of footsteps echoing through the corridor. We drew to a stop, frozen in anticipation as a figure emerged from the shadows. I whispered, my heart pounding in my chest. It was Elara, the cartographer. Her eyes darted between us, a look of surprise and curiosity on her face. "You're the ones who have been searching for me," she said, her voice low and mysterious. I took a step forward, my hand extended. Alex, this is Dr. Orion. We need your map to find the Aethereian archive." Elara's gaze locked onto mine, and for a moment I saw a glimmer of recognition, but it was quickly replaced by a look of wariness. "I've been waiting for you," she said, her voice laced with an undercurrent of warning. "But I'm not sure I can trust you." I felt a surge of unease, sensing that there was more to Elara's hesitation than met the eye. But I knew we couldn't afford to alienate her. Not now, when we were so close to finding the archive. Dr. Orion stepped forward, his eyes locked onto Elara's. "We mean no harm," he said, his voice calm and reassuring. "We're searching for the archive to unlock the secrets of Lyra's biotechnology. We want to use its power to help the Aethereian people, not enslave them." I saw a flicker of doubt in Elara's eyes, and I knew we were one step closer to gaining her trust. But I couldn't shake the feeling that Raven and whoever else was searching for the archive were closing in on us. "We need to move quickly," I said, my voice firm. "Can you show us the map?" Elara nodded, a look of determination on her face. "Follow me," she said, turning to lead us through the winding corridors of the Forsaken City. As we followed Elara, I couldn't help but wonder what other secrets lay hidden in the ruins of the Forsaken City, and what dangers lurked in the shadows, waiting to strike previously. Alex and Dr. Orion found the elusive cartographer Elara in the Forsaken City, and she agreed to lead them to the Aethereian archive, but not before Raven, a mysterious pursuer, emerged, fueling the urgency to claim the archive's power. As we trailed Elara through the labyrinthine corridors, the air thickened with anticipation. Every step echoed through the silence, punctuated by the heavy breathing of my companions. Dr. Orion's eyes darted about, drinking in the ancient architecture, while Elara's gaze danced between us, as if gauging our resolve. I walked at the forefront, senses on high alert, acutely aware that Raven's presence had escalated the stakes. We were no longer just searching for an ancient relic. We were now racing against unknown adversaries. Elara halted, her slender fingers tracing the intricate carvings on a worn stone door. The map, etched on a parchment within, would reveal the archive's location. As she worked the mechanism, the door creaked open, releasing a faint, pulsating glow. I stepped forward, my heart pounding, and reached for the parchment. But before I could grasp it, a loud rumble shook the ground and the walls began to tremble. "What's happening?" Dr. Orion exclaimed, his voice laced with alarm. Elara's eyes flashed toward the corridor behind us. "Raven," she whispered. "They've found us." The ground continued to shudder, and the walls groaned, threatening to collapse. I knew we had to act quickly to escape the Forsaken City, but the question was, could we outrun Raven and their unknown allies? Previously, Alex, Dr. Orion, and Elara were on the cusp of unlocking the Aethereian archive, but Raven's sudden appearance has thrown their mission into chaos, and the group must navigate treacherous ruins as they flee from their unknown pursuers. As the walls threatened to crush us, I seized the parchment, my heart racing with every pulse. Dr. Orion scrambled to keep pace beside me, his gaze darting between Elara and the crumbling corridor. The cryptic cartographer sprinted ahead, her footsteps light as a specter. Raven's ominous presence hung heavy in the air, an unseen force driving us deeper into the forsaken city's ancient heart. We burst through a doorway, escaping the trembling corridors, and emerged into a labyrinth of narrow, winding tunnels. Elara darted ahead, her steps light as a feather, guiding us through the maze of passageways. Faster, she urged, her voice a mere whisper. We must outpace Raven's agents overwhelm us. The tunnels began to slope downward, leading us deeper beneath the city's ruins. Our footsteps echoed through the darkness, punctuated by the sound of ancient structures creaking as if the city itself was alive, determined to swallow us whole. Suddenly, the tunnels opened into a cavernous underground lake, its dark waters lapping against the rocky shore. A solitary, elegantly curved vessel, its wood worn to a silvery sheen, bobbed gently on the lake's surface as if waiting for us. Elara leapt aboard, beckoning us to join her, even as the first hints of Raven's pursuers emerged from the tunnels, their torches casting eerie shadows on the walls. "Get in," I shouted as the pursuers closed in. Dr. Orion scrambled aboard, his eyes darting between the vessel and the cavern's recesses, searching for any hidden dangers. The lake's darkness seemed to writhe around us, as if alive, sensing our desperation. Elara seized the vessel's tiller, her gaze locked on some unseen point across the water. "Hold on," she warned as the pursuers reached the shore's edge. With a sudden, violent jerk, the vessel lurched forward, carrying us across the dark waters, leaving Raven's pursuers shouting in fury on the cavern's shore. We sped across the lake's expanse, the silence broken only by the sound of oars dipping into the water and the heavy breathing of my companions. The cavern's ceiling, lost in darkness, seemed to press down upon us, as if the weight of Aethereia's forgotten history was crushing us. I stood at the bow, my heart pounding in rhythm with the oars, my gaze fixed on the darkness ahead, praying that we could outrun Raven and find the Aethereian archive before it was too late previously. Alex, Dr. Orion, and Elara fled from Raven's agents in the ancient Aethereian ruins, narrowly escaping the crumbling corridors and emerging into a labyrinth of tunnels. They commandeered a mysterious vessel and sped across an underground lake, pursued by Raven's pursuers. As we breached the lake's surface, warm sunlight enveloped us, and for an instant, the weight of our quest lifted. I blinked, disoriented, to find ourselves amidst a tranquil sea of lotus flowers, their delicate petals swaying in the gentle breeze. The vessel glided to a stop, its wooden hull creaking in protest, and we drifted in silence, the only sound being the soft lapping against the hull. Dr. Orion's gaze lingered on the lotus blooms, his eyes sparkling with scientific curiosity, while Elara's gaze remained fixed on the horizon, her eyes burning with an unspoken intensity. I, however, couldn't tear my gaze away from the horizon, where the imposing silhouette of Eldrador rose like a titan from the earth. Crumbling spires and towers, ancient and weathered, pierced the sky like shards of splintered bone. The city's imposing presence seemed to whisper secrets, tantalizing me with promises of hidden knowledge waiting to be unearthed. Without a word, Elara sprang into action, mooring the vessel to a hidden dock, its wooden planks worn to a silvery smoothness. As we disembarked, the lotus blooms parted, revealing a hidden pathway winding through the heart of Eldrador. Dr. Orion's eyes widened as he surveyed the ancient structures, his scientific curiosity piqued by the secrets hidden within the city's ancient stones. I felt an unspoken bond forming between us, a sense of purpose that went beyond mere survival. As we ventured deeper into Eldrador, the silence grew more profound, the air thickening with anticipation. It was as if the city itself was holding its breath, waiting for us to uncover its secrets. And I knew, deep in my heart, that whatever lay hidden within Eldrador's ancient heart, it would be the key to unlocking the Aethereian archive, and claiming the secrets that would change the course of Aethereian history forever. But little did I know, our journey was only about to take a perilous turn. As we delved deeper into the heart of Eldrador, the first whispers of a darker, far more sinister force began to stir, one that would threaten to destroy everything we had fought so hard to achieve. Previously, Alex, Dr. Orion and Elara escaped Raven's agents, commandeered a mysterious vessel and emerged from the underground lake into the tranquil sea of lotus flowers, with the imposing silhouette of Eldrador City in the horizon. As we ventured deeper into Eldrador, the silence grew more profound, and I sensed an unspoken bond forming between us, a sense of purpose that went beyond mere survival. But little did I know, our journey was only about to take a perilous turn. The first whispers of a darker, far more sinister force began to stir, one that would threaten to destroy everything we had fought so hard to achieve. We pushed through the lotus blooms, our footsteps echoing through the stillness. The city's ancient structures loomed above us, their crumbling spires and towers piercing the sky like shards of splintered bone. Dr. Orion's eyes sparkled with scientific curiosity as he surveyed the ancient stones, while Elara's gaze remained fixed on the horizon, her eyes burning with an unspoken intensity. As we walked, the air grew thick with anticipation. I felt an unseen presence watching us, a presence that seemed to emanate from the very heart of Eldrador. The city's silence was oppressive, palpable, and I sensed that we were being led deeper into a trap. Suddenly, the silence was shattered by a low, ominous rumble. The ground began to tremble and the air was filled with an eerie, pulsating hum of ancient machinery. The city's ancient stones began to glow with a faint, otherworldly light, as if the very fabric of reality was being warped and distorted. "What's happening?" I shouted, my voice barely audible above the growing din. "We're being drawn into the heart of Eldrador," Elara replied, her voice steady, her eyes locked on the horizon. "The city's ancient defenses are being triggered. We need to move now." We sprinted through the winding streets, the city's ancient stones flashing by in a blur. The pulsating hum grew in intensity, the air thickening with an electric sense of anticipation. I could feel the city's ancient power awakening, a power that would crush us beneath its heel. As we ran, the city's structures seemed to shift and twist around us, as if Eldrador itself was alive and was guiding us deeper into its heart. The air was filled with an otherworldly energy, and I knew that we were being drawn closer to the secrets of the Aethereian archive. But I also knew that we were not alone. The presence I had sensed earlier was growing in power, a presence that would stop at nothing to claim the secrets of the archive for itself. We burst through a final set of ancient doors and emerged into a vast, cavernous space. The air was thick with anticipation, and the pulsating hum of ancient machinery filled the air. Before us, a massive crystal portal pulsed with an otherworldly energy, radiating an aura of ancient, forgotten power. "This is it," Elara whispered, her eyes locked on the portal. "This is the gateway to the Aethereian archive." But as we approached the gateway, a figure emerged from the shadows. Its features were twisted, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly energy. "Welcome, mortals," it hissed, its voice like venom. "I have been waiting for you. You will not leave Eldrador alive." The figure snapped its fingers and the air was filled with the sound of ancient machinery whirring to life. Eldrador itself seemed to be stirring from its ancient slumber, and I knew that we were about to face the greatest challenge of our quest. The fate of Aetherea itself hung in the balance. Would we emerge victorious, or would we succumb to the darkness that had haunted the Aethereians for centuries? Previously, Alex, Dr. Orion and Elara escaped Raven's agents, commandeered a mysterious vessel and emerged from the underground lake into the tranquil sea of lotus flowers, with the imposing silhouette of Eldrador City on the horizon. As they ventured deeper into Eldrador, an unseen presence watched them, leading them into a trap, and they stumbled upon the gateway to the Aethereian archive. only to be confronted by a figure with twisted features and glowing eyes, who declared they would not leave Eldrador alive. The air was heavy with malevolent energy as the figure's words hung suspended in the air like a guillotine's blade. Dr. Orion's eyes darted between the ancient machinery whirring to life and the gateway, calculating our chances of survival. Elara's gaze remained fixed on the figure, her eyes burning with an intensity that seemed to defy the twisted being's declaration. I knew that we had to act, or risk being crushed beneath Eldrador's awakening power. With a burst of adrenaline, I charged forward, drawing my sword from its scabbard. Elara mirrored my move, her eyes never leaving the figure's twisted face. Our blades crossed in midair as if we had rehearsed the move 1,000 times. The figure cackled, its eyes flashing with excitement, and summoned a vortex of swirling darkness. "Keep the gateway clear," I shouted to Dr. Orion, as the vortex began to close in around us. "We need to hold our ground." The scientist nodded, his eyes locked on the pulsating hum of ancient machinery surrounding the gateway. With a flicker of his hand, he activated a strange device that began to resonate in harmony with the gateway's energy. The resonance created a localized distortion in the air, effectively keeping the gateway clear of the vortex influence. With the gateway protected, Elara and I focused on holding off the vortex's relentless assault. We danced around each other, our blades meeting in perfectly choreographed strikes that sliced through the darkness. The figure cackled and snapped its fingers, summoning more of the swirling darkness. As the battle raged on, I felt my determination and self-trust growing with each passing moment. I knew that we were on the cusp of unlocking the secrets of the Aethereian archive. The thought fueled my resolve, and I pressed on, my sword slicing through the darkness with renewed ferocity. The vortex power was formidable, but I knew that we couldn't hold out for much longer. We needed to find a way to turn the tide of this battle, and fast. I glanced at Elara and saw the unspoken understanding in her eyes. We were about to take a desperate gamble, one that would either secure our path to the archive or seal our fate. With a shared nod, we lunged forward, our blades meeting in a final, decisive strike. The vortex darkness seemed to falter, and for a moment we stood poised on the edge of victory. But the figure's twisted face contorted in a macabre grin, and the vortex power surged once more. We were about to be overwhelmed when a burst of light illuminated the cavernous space. Dr. Orion had activated an ancient device, hidden within the gateway's machinery. The device's energy resonated with the vortex, disrupting its power and creating an opening for us to strike the final blow. With a shout of triumph, I plunged my sword into the heart of the vortex, her blade slicing through the darkness with deadly precision. The figure let out a defeated scream, and Eldrador's ancient machinery began to quiet, its power fading into the shadows. As the silence returned, we stood victorious, yet wary. We knew that we had merely scratched the surface of Eldrador's secrets, and that the true power of the Aethereian archive still lay beyond our grasp. But we had taken the first step, and our bond had grown stronger in the face of adversity. As we approached the gateway, the crystal portal pulsed with renewed energy, beckoning us to take the next step on our perilous journey to unlock the secrets of the Aethereian archive. Previously, Alex, Dr. Orion, and Elara escaped Raven's agents, commandeered a mysterious vessel, and emerged from the underground lake into the tranquil sea of lotus flowers, with the imposing silhouette of Eldrador City on the horizon. As they ventured deeper into Eldrador, an unseen presence watched them, leading them into a trap, and they stumbled upon the gateway to the Aethereian archive, only to be confronted by a figure with twisted features and glowing eyes, who declared they would not leave Eldrador alive. As we stood before the gateway, the crystal portal pulsed with renewed energy, beckoning us to take the next step on our perilous journey to unlock the secrets of the Aethereian archive. But it was Dr. Orion's words that sent a shiver down my spine. We're not alone. The archive is stirring, and it's calling to something, or someone. Suddenly, the portal's energy began to fluctuate wildly, and the air around us grew colder. Elara's eyes locked onto the portal, her hand on the hilt of her sword. I knew that we had to move, and fast. The archive was awakening, and we were about to uncover secrets that could change the course of Aethereian history forever. With a deep breath, I stepped forward, my heart pounding in my chest. The portal's energy enveloped me, and I felt the pulse of the Aethereian archive's ancient machinery. I was being drawn into the heart of the archive, and I knew that I had to be the first to face whatever lay within. As I crossed the threshold, I felt a strange sensation, as if I was being rewritten, my very essence being reconfigured to accommodate its secrets. The world around me dissolved, replaced by a realm of swirling energies and ancient codices. I was surrounded by the secrets of the Aethereia's forgotten past, and I knew that I had to be the one to uncover them. The voice of the archive echoed in my thoughts, a gentle whisper that guided me through the labyrinthine passages of ancient knowledge. I saw visions of a world where Aethereians lived in harmony with their environment, their technology woven from the fabric of nature itself. I saw the downfall of this world and the catastrophic event that had sent Aethereia into the darkness of its past. But I also saw the seeds of hope, the essence of which was hidden within the archive's heart, and I knew that I had to find it, no matter the cost. The archive's secrets would be ours to wield, and with them, we would forge a brighter future, one where courage, hope, and unity had overcome the darkness that had haunted Aethereia for so long. But as I delved deeper, the voice of the archive grew quieter, and I sensed a presence watching me from the shadows. I knew that I was not alone in the archive, and that our journey was far from over. The stakes had grown higher, and I had to emerge victorious, or risk being consumed by the secrets of the archive. With a newfound determination, I pressed on, the secrets of the Aethereian archive unfolding before me like a map to a treasure trove of ancient knowledge. And I knew that I would find the heart of the archive, no matter the dangers that lay ahead previously. Alex, Dr. Orion, and Elara escaped Raven's agents, commandeered a mysterious vessel, and emerged from the underground lake into the tranquil sea of lotus flowers, with the imposing silhouette of Eldrador City on the horizon. They ventured deeper into Eldrador, only to stumble upon the gateway to the Aethereian archive, where they were confronted by a figure with twisted features and glowing eyes, who declared they would not leave Eldrador alive. As I traversed the labyrinthine passages of ancient knowledge, the voice of the archive grew fainter, and an unsettling silence descended upon the heart of the archive. I knew I had to find the essence of hope, hidden within the ancient codices, but the presence lurking in the shadows was closing in. Suddenly, the swirling energies congealed into a figure, a woman with skin like polished obsidian and hair that flowed like the night sky. Her eyes, pools of starlight, gazed upon me with an unnerving intensity. "You should not have come here, Alex," she whispered, her voice like a gentle breeze that carried the weight of ancient secrets. I stood frozen, unsure if I was facing a guardian or a foe, but the voice of the archive echoed in my mind, urging me to press on. The stakes had grown higher, and I had to emerge victorious or risk being consumed by the secrets of the archive. The woman's gaze seemed to pierce the veil of time, and I felt the weight of Aethereia's forgotten past bearing down upon me. But I stood tall, my determination forged in the crucible of adversity, and I knew that I had to find the heart of the archive, no matter the dangers that lay ahead. "What secrets do you hold?" I asked, my voice firm, though my heart raced with anticipation. "I am Chaos, the chronicle of Aethereia's downfall," she replied, her words dripping with an otherworldly sorrow. "And you, Alex, are the catalyst to its rebirth." As Chaos began to unfold the tapestry of Aethereia's forgotten past, I knew that our journey was far from over. The stakes had grown higher, and I had to emerge victorious, or risk being consumed by the very archive I sought to unlock previously. Alex and his companions, Dr. Orion and Elara, discovered the gateway to the Aethereian archive in Eldrador, but were threatened by a figure with twisted features and glowing eyes. Alex ventured deeper into the archive, confronting a mysterious woman named Chaos, who revealed herself to be the chronicle of Aethereia's downfall. As Chaos' words hung in the air, I felt the weight of Aethereia's forgotten past bearing down upon me. The chronicle of its downfall gazed at me with an unnerving sorrow, her eyes pools of starlight that seemed to pierce the veil of time. I knew I had to press on, no matter the dangers that lay ahead. But Chaos' words echoed in my mind, haunting me with the possibility that I might be the catalyst to its rebirth, but rather the instrument of its destruction. "What does it mean?" I asked, my voice firm despite the fear that threatened to consume me. Chaos' gaze seemed to bore into my soul. Aethereia's downfall was not a singular event but a culmination of mistakes. The archive holds the secrets of the Ancient Ones, but it holds the darkness that consumed them as well. I took a step forward, my heart pounding in my chest. "Tell me more." Chaos' sorrow deepened. The Ancient Ones possessed power beyond their control. They sought to harness the essence of the cosmos, but their ambition was their downfall. The archive holds the knowledge of their triumphs, but also the horrors they unleashed upon the world. I felt a chill run down my spine as I gazed into Chaos' eyes. "What horrors?" Chaos' voice dropped to a whisper. "The devourers of stars. Creatures born from the essence of the cosmos, fueled by the very power the Ancient Ones sought to harness. They consumed entire star systems, reducing them to nothing but desolate wastelands." I felt my determination wavering, threatened by the scale of the horrors Chaos described. But I knew I couldn't back down. I had to press on, no matter the dangers that lay ahead. I had to unlock the secrets of the archive and ensure that the horrors of the past did not repeat themselves. "What lies beyond the devourers of stars?" I asked, my voice firm. Chaos' gaze seemed to bore into the very fabric of time itself, the heart of eternity, the source of Aethereia's Ancient One's power. It is said that whoever possesses it will hold the keys to rebirth and destruction. I took a deep breath, steeling myself for the trials ahead. "I'll find it," I said, my determination forged in the crucible of adversity. "I'll unlock the secrets of the archive and ensure that the horrors of the past do not repeat themselves." Chaos' gaze seemed to pierce through me, as if searching for something. Then her eyes seemed to cloud, and she vanished into the swirling energies of the archive. I knew that my journey had grown more perilous, but I was determined to emerge victorious. I had to, or risk being consumed by the very secrets I sought to unlock previously. Alex stood at the threshold of the Aethereian archive, having just encountered the mysterious Chaos, who revealed the dark history of Aethereia and the horrors that lay within the archive, including the devourers of stars and the heart of eternity. And Alex vowed to press on, no matter the dangers that lay ahead. I steeled myself for the trials ahead, knowing that I had to unlock the secrets of the archive and prevent the horrors of the past from repeating. As I ventured deeper into the archive, I felt the weight of Aethereia's forgotten past bearing down upon me. The air was thick with the whispers of ancient civilizations, their secrets and mysteries waiting to be unraveled. Dr. Orion and Elara joined me, their determination mirroring mine. Together, we navigated the labyrinthine paths of the archive, avoiding ancient traps and overcoming treacherous terrain. The stakes were higher than ever, but we pushed forward, driven by our determination to change the course of Aethereian history. The archive began to yield its treasures, revealing ancient artifacts and relics that held the key to unlocking Lyra's biotechnology secrets. With each new discovery, our understanding of Aethereia's forgotten past grew and our resolve strengthened. We encountered new allies including Lyra, a skilled warrior, and Archon, a cunning smuggler who joined our cause, inspired by our legend and determination. Together, we explored new locations, including the underwater ruins of Elara, drawing us closer to our goal. The trials ahead were daunting, but we faced them head-on, forging unexpected alliances and confronting formidable foes. I guided my friends through the treacherous landscapes, using all the skills and knowledge I had acquired on our journey. The stakes escalated with each new challenge, but we emerged victorious, our bond and determination forged in the crucible of adversity. Finally, we reached the heart of eternity, the source of Aethereia's Ancient One's power. It pulsed with an otherworldly energy, radiating an aura of rebirth and destruction. I felt the weight of the responsibility, knowing that whoever possessed the heart would hold the keys to Aethereia's future. Chaos reappeared, her eyes piercing through me as if searching for something. I stood tall, my determination forged in the fire of adversity. "I've come too far to turn back now," I said, my voice firm. "I'll unlock the secrets of the heart and ensure that the horrors of the past do not repeat themselves." Chaos's gaze clouded and she vanished, leaving me to confront the heart alone. I steeled myself, knowing that this was the moment of truth. I reached out, my hand closing around the pulsing energy of the heart. The world exploded in a kaleidoscope of colors as the secrets of Aethereia's forgotten past flooded my mind. I saw the Ancient Ones, harnessing the power of the cosmos, and I saw their downfall, consumed by their own ambition. I saw the horrors they unleashed upon the world, and I saw the devastation they wrought. But I also saw the hope. I saw the Aethereians, united and strong, using the power of the heart to rebuild their world. I saw a future where courage, hope, and unity had overcome the darkness of the past. I opened my eyes, the pulsing energy of the heart still coursing through me. Dr. Orion, Elara, Lyra, and Aaron stood before me, their eyes shining with determination and hope. "We did it," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. We shared a moment of triumph, our bond forged in the crucible of adversity. We knew that our journey was far from over, but we also knew that we had changed the course of Aethereian history forever. As we emerged from the archive, we were greeted by a new dawn, a dawn that promised a brighter future for Aethereia. The legend of our journey would inspire a new generation of Aethereians to strive for a world where courage, hope, and unity had overcome the darkness of their past. Epilogue. The years passed, and Aethereia was reborn. The power of the heart was harnessed, and the world flourished. I stood on the threshold of a new era, looking out upon a world where the horrors of the past were but a distant memory. Dr. Orion, Elara, Lyra, and Aaron stood beside me, their eyes shining with pride and hope. We had changed the course of Aethereian history, and we had forged a new path, a path that would lead to a brighter future. As I gazed out upon the world, I knew that there were still challenges ahead, but I also knew that I was ready. I was no longer the scared and uncertain boy, but a hero, forged in the crucible of adversity. I smiled, knowing that the horizon was limitless and that the future was bright.